Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our Sunday afternoon Queenology book club. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so very much for joining. Make sure you hit the share button and invite some other people on with us today. We have a very interesting conversation that I'm sure you don't want to miss. And I'm inviting you to hit the share button. Invite some other queens on with you today. Make sure you give me a shout out and let me know where you're tuning in from on today. Thank you so very much for joining. Make sure you hit the share button. Let me know where you're coming in from today. And make sure you give me a comment and say hi to me. Thank you so very much for joining. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to it's our Sunday afternoon Queenology book club time. I hope you are excited just as much as I'm excited. This is an awesome topic that we're going to be discussing today. And I want you to get some other people involved. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so very much for joining. Hi, happy Sunday from Indiana. Make sure that you go wherever you tuned in at. When you got on the post, at the top of the post, there is a little link that says give StreamYard permission. If you give me permission, then I can see your name and your beautiful picture on your comments. So make sure you go back to the top of the post where you joined so I can see who you are. But thank you so very much for joining in from Indiana. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming. Hey, Lady Kim, thank you so very much for joining in. We're excited about you being here with us as well. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. This is our Sunday afternoon Queenology book club. Hey, welcome. Sarangela says she's still in Stockbridge, Georgia. Yes, you are. Thank you so very much for joining. Welcome, everybody. Hit the share button, put it in the messenger, send it to some other people, get some other people on with us today. I have some really, really good things that we're going to be talking about today. So make sure you give yourself a moment to share and get some other people on. We're also on YouTube Live. So if you want to find me on YouTube, you can share the YouTube video. We're YouTubing live as well right now. So make sure you invite some other people to come on. This is a very interesting topic we're getting ready to discuss today, and I am super excited. Hello, whoever you are. Thank you so very much for joining. Make sure at the top of the post where you jumped on the broadcast, there should be a little bit a link that will give us permission to see your name and your picture. So make sure you do that so that we can see who you are. Hey, that's Miss T. Jordan. Yay! I'm so glad you were able to get on. Thank you so very much for joining. This is going to be an awesome topic, everybody. Thank you all for jumping on. Hey, Miss Annie Gibson, thank you so much for joining. We are so glad that you're here. Miss Annie Lassiter is from Americus, Georgia. Thank you so very much for being in the house. Welcome, everybody. For those of you that are just coming on, we are discussing this book. It's called Queenology, Discovering the Queen Inside of You by R.C. Blakes is the author. And today we're going to be covering chapter number 6. This is episode number 8, where we are talking about queens possess presence. And you may have saw my announcement where I had the little pictures of the people in the bonnets and the pajamas. And we want to talk today about a queen and what does it mean for a queen to possess presence. So this is going to be an awesome discussion. Make sure you say hello. Make sure you share the video with someone. Put it on your Facebook page. Put it in a messenger to your friends. Hey, this is our granny and my mother. Thank you very much for being on from Ellaville, Georgia. Welcome, everybody. I see Florida in the house. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. We're giving everybody a chance to kind of get yourself ready for this discussion because we have some things to talk about today. My first thing I always like to remind everybody is to be present for the moment. Give yourself some time. This is a good discussion today where you'll have some moments to interact with some other queens across the nation and the world. This is actually streamed internationally as well. So you are part of a movement that's going on where we're discovering the queen inside of us. So be present for the moment. Get a notebook, get a pad. Make sure you type your questions in the comment box. I will be monitoring the comment box as we go on so that we can have the opportunity to answer your questions and make sure that we are on board with today's discussion. Hey, Tracy, thank you so very much for coming on. It's the God in us is in the house today. We're so excited about this conversation we're getting ready to have about presence today. So again, hit the share button, invite some other people to come on with you. We are getting ready to get started with this discussion today. I'm so excited that you all are here and we're getting ready to dive right into this book. So again, for those of you just coming on, this is the book that we're covering. It's called Queenology, Discovering the Queen Inside of You by R.C. Blakes. This is episode number 8. We are on chapter number 6. And today's topic, we are discussing queens possess presence. Okay. And so as we get ready to get into this, just a couple of things, not only being in the moment is important, but making sure that you understand that being a woman does not impact your direct connection with God. That just because you're a woman, that does not mean that God does not hear your prayers. It doesn't mean that he's not right there listening to what you have to say. And actually, he holds a special place for women in his heart for us. So we know that just because we are women, that we don't have, we're not deficit as far as getting to him. And actually, most prayer warriors there are a lot of women prayer warriors that can get a prayer through real quick. So we do know that being a woman does not impact our ability to get to God. Okay. And then a queen, what actually is a queen? As I mentioned, we are studying Queenology, which is we're going to talk about some definitions in a moment. But the queen is a woman possessing ultimate presence, and presence is what we're going to talk about today. Excellent character and embodied by a no-nonsense approach to life, love, and business. So as we get into this Queenology comments today our primary focus is going to talk about presence. And some of it may be a little comical, but we're going to get there today as we go through this conversation about presence. Okay. In addition to that, the idea of Queenology is that it's a process of reprogramming your consciousness to a different standard, which means we are going through these topics so that you can have the opportunity to think about what you do, think about how you act, think about, who you are in the core of who you are, and then adjust yourself accordingly. Sometimes we got to straighten our crown a little bit. We might be a little cricket. We might have let it lean to the back, but sometimes you got to just straighten your crown. And so that's what we're doing as we're going through this Queenology. We do know that our reference foundational scripture is she who has no rule over her own spirit is like a city that has been broken into, rioted, and left without walls. So we have been through this scripture a few times now to say that when you don't have control over who you are, when you haven't brought in your emotions, when you haven't take the time to do your work, then you are like a city that's been broken into, rioted, and left without walls, which means you are just an empty shell of a woman if you have not done your work. And we've gone through the last few episodes and we are doing our work so that we can be prepared for what God has for us. And lastly, now let's get into this thing called presence, right? So a queen's presence is her internal energy. So it's who you are, what you radiate to other people. And we're going to break it down into some phases, and we're going to go through what he says in the book. But ultimately, it's your internal energy, is who you are. Presence is your overflow of your essence. Your essence is that unspoken thing about you that happens when you're in someone's presence. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. And what does it mean to have a good presence, a good essence? What does it mean when you don't have an essence at all? Have you even tapped into who you are as a queen? So we're going to talk about some of these things today, and we are going to get into this discussion. All right. So first thing is, it's your essence. It fills a room before the queen even speaks a word. So what happens when you walk into a room before you even say anything? What is the reaction? When you walk into a room, what happens? That's your presence. That's your essence. That's who you are. And a lot of us haven't really tapped into that, or are afraid to tap into it because we really don't know what it means to have a presence. And then when we talk about a queen conscious presence, that's a whole deeper discussion that we're going to get into today. Okay. So next thing is, for example, a light fixture has a presence, right? So we know it's there. But it's rarely that you notice it unless it's extraordinary. So you walk into a room, the light is on, the light is there. You don't pay attention to, hey, what kind of globe is that? I wonder what type of bulb is in there. You don't go into that discussion typically because it's just a light, but unless it's extraordinary. So that's what we want to tap into as the queens that we are, is how do we get to that piece of us, the core of who we are, that illuminates this light that is extraordinary to those that we come in contact with? What is it about us that brings that light into a room? So do you have presence? What is your energy? What is your aura that you give off when you walk into a room? Hey ladies, thank you so much for joining. I see everybody jumping on. Thank you so very much. Do you own the space that you're in? So let's talk about owning the space you're in. This basically means when I walk into a room, when I'm in someone's presence, do I own it? Am I confident? Am I exuding positivity? Am I exuding godliness? Am I exuding this ultimate thing that's coming from the inner part of me? Or am I not exuding it? And if I walk into a room and there's no reaction, there is no positive thing that's happening, no one's drawn to me, no one even notices that I walked into the room, what is it in me that needs to be tweaked? So today we're going to talk about your presence, what that means, where it comes from, and how to tweak it if you feel like you need to adjust your presence a little bit. Because like the light fixture, you're in the room, but are you really doing what you need to be doing? Are you? And it's not just about being noticed. And we're going to talk about being noticed versus recognition, which is a whole nother principle, but we're getting there. A queen's presence remains in a room after she has departed, and her presence is the loudest when she's silent. So let's think about it. The concept he mentioned in the book had to do with the lion. And it said that basically there's, the subliminal message in the book is that there's a king who's training his queens how to be the queens that they are. And so he takes them to a zoo in the book, and he's talking with them about the lion. And he says to them, hey, anybody want to go into where the lion is? And of course, the response is no way, right? And then he asked them, why don't you want to go where the lion is? And they're saying, because we know what the lion can do. We can look in the lion's eyes and tell that he didn't come to play. All of those things. And he said, exactly. That's what I want you to recognize as a queen, that just like the lion, just your very presence should tell what you're about. And so we're going to get into what are the attributes that your presence should be given off to other people when you're around. What is it that you should be illuminating, or what is it that people should be able to tell about you just from looking at you? What is it that should be unspoken that people respect, that people are drawn to, that they feel the warmth coming from you, that they feel like, oh my God, what is something about her? I can't really put my finger on it, but it's something about her that I really like. What is it, that thing that you need to basically be fostering in yourself so that you can have presence? Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. Hey, everyone. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So first question to ask yourself is, what are your facial expressions and body language saying even when you're not speaking? So y'all know I have been very transparent about my face. I do not have what they call a poker face. A lot of times you can read my eyes. You can tell what I'm thinking by my face. But as I've been on this journey to become more queen conscious, I have worked on making sure that I keep my composure, that I am not, rolling my eyes, that I am not showing my discontent on my face, because part of my presence and my essence as being a queen, I should not be illuminating negativity from my facial expressions. So the first question he asked in the book is, what are your facial expressions and your body language saying even when you're not speaking? Or if you're talking to somebody, and I'm gonna take this off the screen so you can see me. So if you're talking to somebody and you're like this the whole time you're talking, what is this really saying to the person that you're listening to? It says that you're closed off. You're not really concerned about what they have to say. You're not even really listening, and you are waiting to give a comeback, right? What are my eyes saying in this moment? What do you see illuminating from me? Is this the presence that I want to have to everybody that I talk to? There are some of us, we have conversations with our arms folded right in front of us like this. And is that welcoming to anybody? Does that even make you really want to talk to me? Or does it really say that I want to hear what you have to say? No, it doesn't. And a lot of people, I'm listening and I'm doing like this. What does that say? That really says, I hear what you're saying, but I don't really believe what you're saying. It's probably just lying. I really don't have time for it. So there are a lot of us that communicate with our eyes, because like Tarantula said, even with a mask on, you can see facial expressions. So hey everybody, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you give us permission so we can see who you are. Go to the top of the post and click give us permission so that we can see who you are. So as we go on in this concept of your presence, basically, what are you saying with your body language? There are a lot of us that we may not frown, but it's in our voice. And we're going to talk a little bit about this concept of being nice, nasty. We're getting there in just a minute. But what are you saying with your facial expressions? So as we talk about our presence, the reference to the scripture says in Daniel chapter 6, verses 3, then Daniel was preferred above the presidents and the princes because he had an excellent spirit within him. The king thought to set him over the whole realm, which means he gave him reign because of his spirit. So as we talk about this thing called presence, it's really a reflection of what is in your inner spirit. What is in your core? What do you have in your heart? What are you carrying that illuminates to other people? There are some of us that walk around with a big monkey on our back because we have not dealt with the things internally in our core being of who we are in order to illuminate light, love, peacefulness, meekness, humbleness to other people. We have an attitude because we have not necessarily dealt with the things that have happened to us in our life. And a lot of it has to do with us forgiving not only other people, but forgiving ourselves. So before I get ahead of myself, let's keep going to the book. The next one says we must overcome the urge to be nice, nasty. Okay. Instead, we must respond in grace and class. Let's talk about this principle of nice, nasty. So people know when you are genuinely being authentic, okay? And there are some of us who have a tendency to smile, but give that subliminal message of being contrary at the same time. What I mean by that is, I told y'all last week, one of those things is people ask you how you're doing, and you say, I'm fine. What did I just give you just then? Did I really tell you that I was fine? Or what did my expression just say to you? It said, yeah. That all of that right there, that's the nice, nasty. Well, we take time and we respond and we attempt with our words to say something nice, but really our reaction, our energy, our response, our body language is nasty. It is not good. It is not positive. Some of us, we call it the clap back, the snap back, where we are quick to respond with sharp words. Some of us have a real sharp tongue. Our vocabulary is awful and we are petty at its best. But this is challenging us today, ladies, that as we think about our presence of what are we really giving off to other people? Are we queenly in what we do? Or what do we learn through time gets the best results? And a lot of us feel like, I'm going to get you before you get me. I'm going to say what I got to say before that. Mother Snipe says, neither did I, but I learned that people will look at you to see how what your facial expressions are saying. Our looks speak louder than our words. Absolutely. Tracy, am I stepping on your toes? Tracy said, leave me alone. I'm guilty. Okay. So as we're going to work through this thing though today, that's part of why we're on here, is to work through our queenliness. And part of one of the things that we fall victim to is the nice, nasty. Well, that is not what I said. It may not have been what you said, but it's what your body language told them, is what your facial expression said. And people read way beyond what you say. Communication has a lot to do with how you present it, how you say it, what you say it. Even Maya Angelou told us that people may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And so as we get into this discussion today about our presence, it's not just our physical appearance, because the physical is a small piece of your presence of a queen. Your presence as a queen, your essence that walks in the room with you, has everything to do with what's inside. It has everything to do with what's in my heart. It has everything to do with how is my spirit? Is my soul in the right place? Am I working towards something in God? And do I want to be more godly? Do I want to be more queenly? Or have I just accepted that what happened in my life made me a victim, and I'm only going to respond because I feel used, I feel abused, I feel victimized. I'm carrying around all the hurt and pain. Am I going to do anything with that? And some of us, that's what people get from us because that's all we have. But I'm encouraging you today that as we go through this journey about our presence, to really think about what you're giving off to other people. It's like a car. You know, some of us, when we drive behind cars that use diesel and other stuff, it give off a funny smell like eggs. It really stinks. And you come through your vents and you like, that's awful. Some people, when they finish interacting with some of us, that's the residual of what they feel. They like, ooh, what happened to her? Like, I know she tried to be nice, but it didn't come off that way. And you know, the most awful place that you can really see what's in your heart and really see your essence is at the drive-thru. At the drive-thru at a restaurant will really show you what is in your essence as a queen. And we know the spring is coming and the McDonald's ice cream machine is going to be down. At that moment, what are you saying? A lot of us get, you know, the person on the other end, they didn't make the ice cream machine. They didn't know the shake machine was going to be down when they came to work that day. But a lot of us are quick to pop off, get mad, say ugly things to people. And because we can't get what we want at that moment, that nice nasty comes right on out of us. And some of us, it ain't even nice nasty. It's just nasty. We get real ugly real quick when we can't get what we want. So I am challenging you today to think about your presence. What is it that you're giving off to other people, even when it's an instant reaction? You got to we talked last week about pre-planning your reactions. So you need to think about it. Even though this may be funny to some of y'all, think about your reaction. What is my reaction going to be when I want that shake and that ice cream? And the lady says, ma'am, the shake machine is down. Go ahead and prepare your mind for what you're going to say in that instance. You say, you know what? I understand it's not your fault. Have a great day. God bless you. Go pull on off in your car, go on somewhere else and try to find you a milkshake, okay? But let's not abuse the people at McDonald's drive-thru because we're mad because we can't get what we want. And that is ultimately how we act with God. When we don't get what we want from him, what is our essence saying? What is our posture toward God when he does not do the things that we feel like he should do? That's a whole nother sermon. We're going to get into it a later time. Do you think about your words before you speak? Your words create atmospheres. All right. So some of us have a tendency to want to blame things on everybody else. Well, I wouldn't act like that if they wouldn't always be provoking me. I wouldn't say that if that wasn't that. I wouldn't do that if she wasn't the way she is. I wouldn't do, you know what? You're in control of you. No one controls your mouth but you. No one controls how you talk, what you say, but you. It's not about anybody else. As a queen, I cannot rule by the peasants or people that are below me. I'm working on this level right here. And I have to know that on my level where I'm at, I'm in control of my atmosphere. I am the thermostat. We talked about this before, ladies. I am the thermostat. I control my environment. I control my reactions. I control my internal chaos. I control my emotional chaos. I could turn what happens in my day. I am in control of me. If I let somebody get up under my skin, it's because I allowed it. If someone gets on your nerves, it's because you let it. This person says 73% verbal, 93% body language. I totally agree. But at the end of the day, what is coming out of our mouths? What are we saying? Are our words sweet like honey? Or are we bitter like vinegar? Are you spewing out things that are ungodly because you're mad because of what's going on internally inside of you? What is it? Have you resolved that issue that was in you? Or are you just carrying around your hurt? My question to you is, where is your fire? Where is that thing that is ignited inside of you that when you come in contact with somebody, they want what you have? Where is your passion? Where is your desire to be more? I know that this pandemic has caused depression and people to feel down and all of that, but I am challenging you today. I heard an awesome message today by Pastor Sarah Jakes. If those of you did not see it, I shared it on my personal page about wood, water, what was it? Damp wood, wet wood still burns. And it was a story where she was coming out of the Bible talking about, where is your fire? God can still use you regardless of what shape you're in, but you gotta want the fire. Where is that thing that has ignited you to be better off than you were? It's not about competing against other people. This is a better version of yourself. I want to be better today than I was last week, than I was the day before. I want to be better than I was last week. What is it that you are striving for? Where is your fire? Why you would wonder why people act a certain way when you come around? It's because your fire is not on. Your light is not shining. You are dim. And why are you dim? Because you're not investing in yourself. You're not growing. You're not looking. You're not seeking something more than where you are now. But as queens, we must grow. We must grow. We must grow. A queen's disposition indicates that she is in another league. What I said, this is my level where I'm at as a queen. This is my level. I'm not going to come down to your level and let you bother me. A queen's disposition indicates that she is on another level, another league, but she is humble and makes everybody feel as if she's their equal. Okay, so that means that you're not arrogant. You don't overexert yourself. You don't walk in, like I said last week, and be a diva when everybody else is pitching in. You know, if I walk into a room and something's going on, I can get dirty. I can lend my hands. I can say, what is it that I can do to help? I want to be a part. What is it? I don't sit off in a corner and be queenly because I'm a diva. No, that's a whole different thing. We're talking about who you are in the core of you, knowing that you are valuable, that your price is far above rubies, that you are a queen, that God made you to be this woman that exudes his love, his kindness, his peace, his joy. You're full of fire. You're full of passion. When people around you, they want what you have, that internal thing that you have going on. They're not looking at your purse. They're not looking at your clothes. They're not, this is firstly about what's coming from the inside. Do you have that makes people want to have what you have? When a woman understands the power of her presence, she will attract everything to herself that she deserves. So now this goes in the opposite direction too. So when you don't understand the power of your presence, you attract things to you that you don't deserve. Okay. So as I said earlier, we're going to talk about the external presence. Okay. Right now we're focusing on internal, then we're going to go to the external. When you are not aware of your presence and you don't know what your presence is saying, you will attract inappropriate attention, inappropriate conversation, inappropriate events will happen. You will be disrespected if you do not carry yourself in a way where you understand the power of your presence. So we're going to get to the external piece of this, and as far as how we dress and how we look on the outside. But even when we talk about the power of our internal presence, if you do not understand that your presence is what attracts people to you or away from you, then you will be left saying, why don't nobody want to be around me? Every time I come, everybody want to leave the room. Every time I walk in, everybody stop talking. Have you thought about maybe you're the piece. Maybe you're the missing piece. Maybe you're the one who changes the atmosphere, and you're a thermostat, but not in the positive direction. When you come in the room, everybody like, oh God, I don't know what to do today. We don't know what to say to her. We don't know if she on or off. Let's just see what happens. We don't know if she gonna be happy. She gonna be sad. If she coming in with an attitude, we don't know what's today. On Tuesday, she usually happy. Let's see what's gonna happen today. Because of your internal presence is exuding that from you. Okay. So as we get to this, when you understand your presence, you'll never fight for attention or recognition. So let's know that there is a difference between attention and recognition. We will talk about that in a later time, but a lot of us, seek attention. We want attention. We love attention. We want it. But are we getting the right kind of attention? And is the attention coming to us because of our queenly nature? Or is it coming to us because we acting out, we nice, nasty, we bring attention to ourselves in the wrong way? What way are you getting attention, and is it worth it? When you understand presence, you will never fight for attention or recognition. A queen never attempts to draw attention to herself. She just is. Let's talk about this is. So when a queen walks into the room, when we see Queen Elizabeth, we see even even Princess Diana before her untimely death had a presence about her. When she walked into the room, it was just acknowledged that that's Princess Diana. She had, even on her pictures that you see, there was something very regal about her appearance. She understood who she was, and she embraced her role as the princess. Even with Queen Elizabeth, when Queen Elizabeth comes, there's a power about her. There's a dignity about her. There is an air, an aura about her. Her essence says that she's a queen. She doesn't hesitate to exercise what she needs to do to be in control of what she has there to take care of. There's no question about whether or not she should make a move or do what she needs to do. She understands her position and her power that being a queen comes with. So, hey, thank you all so much for joining. I'm glad y'all are jumping on. So at the end of the day, what is it about her that says I'm the queen? How do you know that she's a queen? It says that in the book, it says, when you understand your presence, and you never fight for attention. So you don't feel like you got to outdress everybody else. You don't feel like you got to laugh the loudest or be the most boisterous. And some of us are just loud people because we were raised in the country being loud. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But what I'm saying to you is there is a difference between overexerting yourself because you want to be heard. You want to make sure that the person across the room hears you laugh, hears you talking. You are over the top with it because you're looking for that attention. You want to be recognized. You want that attention, but you're not getting it from it coming from the core of who you are and just being who you are. You're getting it because you are overexerting yourself into an area that God has not predestined you to do that. As a queen, your very presence itself should bring the attention that you should get. It's already been preordained, predestined for you. Every connection that you need to make, every person you're supposed to meet, every man that's supposed to look at you in the right way, every person that's supposed to have a business deal with you, every opportunity, every person that you want to be in your life, every person that God has ordained to be in your life, it has already happened in the future. Okay. So as you enter into a room, your presence should be such that, you know what, I am coming to this place. I am here at this appointment. I am doing what I'm supposed to do. And God, I pray in the name of Jesus that you will allow me to conduct myself in a queenly way so that when people see me, they see you. They see royalty. They see dignity. They see respect. They see self-esteem. They see confidence. They see that I am here to handle what I came to do, that I am your child, that you have created me. This is the self-talk you should be doing to yourself when you are getting prepared to go forth in what God has for you. A lot of it is because we don't even know where we're going. A lot of us as women, we don't even know where we're going. We living and existing, but we don't have the plan. But I am teaching you all each week pieces of the plan so that as it comes together, you realize, you know what? I'm awake now. I understand. My queen consciousness means I know what God created me for. I know how I conduct myself and moving towards that. I understand that my attitude is everything. I understand that my presence is everything. I know how to work this because I understand my value now as a queen, and that I cannot be compromised in not conducting myself in a queenly way, because I never know at what moment God has that right person in my pathway to give me what I need. But if I'm popping off, if I got an attitude, if I'm being nice, nasty to the receptionist, if I'm not doing the things that I need to do, then that I could blow my moment simply because of my presence. So what is your essence? What is your presence really saying to those that are around you? Are you just being who you are? And in you being who you are getting where God wants you to be? Or are you overextending yourself, overdoing it, trying to get the attention of other people? How would you describe the impact that you make when you enter a room? Think about it to yourself. Do I feel invisible? Do people automatically gravitate to me? Or do people normally shy away to the other direction? What happens when I walk into a room? What is my presence? What is my aura? What is my energy that I'm giving off to other people when I enter the room? What happens? Presence is the connection between who you are, what the world sees of you, and what you consistently deliver. So let's talk about this thing about consistently delivering. So in order for you to get to the place where you are consistently exuding the queen presence, you have to be consistent in who you are, what other people see, and what you bring to the table. Because some of us, who we are at home, what we present to the world, and then what we see from time to time is three different people. But in order for you to step into your queen consciousness, into what God has for you, and to grow into the woman that he has called you to be, we must develop consistency between who we are at home and with our friends, our family, our loved ones, what we bring to the world to see of us, and who we consistently deliver throughout our daily lives. All three of those areas must mirror the same. If you're one way at home and then you go to work and you treat people differently at work, and then when you're out in the community and you do things, you may be a different person. People don't see you as a queen in that light because you're inconsistent. They can't necessarily trust that you're always going to show up the same way. So when you think about presence, what are you doing in those three areas? Are you the same as you are? Are you loving and kind at home? Do you still have that same loving and kind spirit that the world sees? Are you the same way at the drive-thru that you are at home? And if you are, is it a positive? Is it positive? Is it loving? Is it caring? Is it humble? Are you a servant in your heart? Are you a servant in your spirit? What is the connection between who you are at home, what the world sees from you? Because you can easily fool the people in the world. But can you do it consistently? That gets tough for you to have the mask on all the time. So if you take the mask off and truly do the work for your core to be who it needs to be, then you won't have this issue of being one person at home, another person for the world, another person in the community that you deal with. You could be the same in all three areas of your life if you take off the mask and really do the work to say, what is it that's bothering me? How do I get rid of this? And how do I grow into my real presence that God created for me to have? But it takes work. This is not anything that's easy to do, but you can do it. And we're doing the work to do it. Presence starts with self-assurance. And we talked last week a lot about getting rid of the insecurities in our lives. So insecurity can eat away at the core of you as a queen, and it alters who you truly are. It alters your energy. It alters your essence, being insecure. So if you're still dealing with insecurity, I would advise you to go back and watch episode 7, where we talked about getting rid of insecurities. A lot of it has to do with us not accepting ourselves, us not being confident in who we are, but we must get rid of insecurity because it will cause you to be somebody different than God made you to be because you are insecure and don't feel confident in who you are. Confidence must be maintained. Now, I'm telling you something. Some people have the it factor. And then there are some of us that have to work on maintaining being confident. Okay. Confidence has to be maintained by prayer. You got to pray. You got to say, Lord, I need your help in this area. I don't like to feel not confident in what I'm doing. I want to be able to be the confident woman you have called me to be. Talk to God. Tell him, hey, I got an issue. I don't always see myself as pretty. I don't always see myself as confident. I don't always see myself as loving. I don't always see myself as an outgoing person or somebody that people should be drawn to. I have an issue with my weight. I have an issue with the way I look. I got an issue with my hair. Whatever it is that you are dealing with that caused you to feel insecure, your confidence has got to be maintained. Number one, through prayer. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. It's got to be maintained through prayer. Next, it's got to be maintained by controlling your thoughts. What are you allowing yourself to say about you? Are you believing the hype? Are you believing the lies? We talked last week about body shaming. Are you believing what media says, what society says about how you should look, what you should wear? All of these things. You need to be taller. You need to be shorter. You need to be thinner. You need to be bigger. You need less curves. You need more curves. Society changes its mind, and you will be in trouble if you control your essence and your confidence based off of what is going on in society. And lastly, your confidence must be maintained by always being aware of your actions and the energy you are displaying. So sometimes you got to check yourself. You know, there was a song that was saying you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you got to just simply check yourself and say, girl, that ain't too cute. That ain't looking right. That was not the right response, girl. What are you doing? You a queen. You don't go off. You don't pop off. You take a moment and you think about your response before you respond. No, honey, wait. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute, girl. Check yourself. A lot of us, we don't check ourselves. And we don't have friends around us who would check us. So we're running around here, popping off, getting mad, getting upset. People scared to talk to you. You got an attitude because you don't have self-awareness. But I'm challenging you today to do that. Think about checking yourself, your actions, the energy you're displaying. What am I really giving off to people? Even if it's after you finish a conversation, you should go back and think. Now, do I really feel like they got my drift? Do I really feel like I communicated to them effectively? Or was it just me saying everything I wanted to say and not allowing the person to communicate? Did I really carry on that conversation in a queenly way? And if you didn't, think about why not and change it. A queen is assured of her territory and does not feel the need to compete. No one else can sit on your throne and no one else can fit your crown. So, a lot of times we as women have this sense of competition. There is no need for you to compete against anybody. God made you unique. You have your own fingerprint. You've got your own fingerprint. There's no one else who has your fingerprint. No one else can sit at your throne. You have your own life experiences. You have all the things you've been through. You have made it through some horrendous things. You have a testimony above all that is yours. No one can sit in your throne. No one can wear your crown. It is yours. The only person you should be competing against is the woman that you were yesterday. If I can be better than the woman I was yesterday, then I am doing something right. That's the only person you should be competing with. It shouldn't be your family, your sister, your brother, your co-worker. There's nobody else for you to compete with. You should be competing against that woman that you see in the mirror. That same woman that you told last week that you forgave for all the wrong mistakes, for the things that happened, that failed, that you didn't do right, that the wrong decisions, you forgave her last week. And this week you are just going to say to her that, you know what, girl, do your thing. You got this because nobody else can take your spot. You are the best person that you can be. You're the best woman that God created on this side of earth with my name, my fingerprint. Nobody else can wear my crown the way God gave it to me. That's where your confidence comes at. That's what you should be exuding, because truth of the matter is you're only competing against yourself. There's no other competition out there for you but yourself. Let that sink in for a minute. There's no other competition in this world but yourself. Confidence and competence are sisters when considering your presence. So let's talk about confidence and competence. A lot of times people can be confident, but they have no idea what they're doing. Okay. Competence means that you actually have the ability to do something, right? So there are some people that make it through just on their confidence. They are, they cannot have any clue what they're talking about, but they can say it in such a way and communicate it with so much passion and power that you believe in what they're saying. They are confident, but they are not competent. So as a queen, though, we need to be competent and have confidence. So that means as a woman, there are some things that you just need to know how to do. You need to know. We talked about being financially savvy. We talked about having open communication and knowing how to have good body language and all of that. And when you talk about your presence, those are two things that are necessary. You need to be competent in what you're doing. And if you're not, if you're walking into an area of your life that you don't feel that you are competent to handle, number one, what did we just say? It's got to be maintained with prayer. Number two, you got to research. Okay. So you say you're not, you say you get invited to be a public speaker. And this is an area that God is moving me into, praise the Lord. And I am studying because I want to be an effective public speaker. I want people to be able to listen and I hold their attention and they get something from what I'm saying. So I have to study. I have to know, okay, if I'm going to be a mentor, if I'm going to be public speaking, how do I become competent in those areas? How do I communicate in a way that people want to listen to what I'm saying? How do I project myself with confidence and know that I am being clear and I people leave my presence with clarity of mind. They want to grow, they want to do more because of the things I've communicated. So in order for me to be competent, I've got to study people. Like I've been listening to Les Brown. I've been listening to some of the great speakers that have just impacted our world because I want to be that. So if you want to be competent in an area, do your research. And then build your confidence knowing that number one, you may feel unprepared. You may feel like this is something that I don't even know if I could do this, but your confidence has to come from the Lord. And I know that people are watching that may not be Christian based, but what I'm selling to you is this. Your confidence has to come from your higher power. Okay. I'm going to say the Lord because that's who I believe in. So my confidence comes in knowing who I am, that he's created me to be. And my spiritual being helps me to grow in my confidence in the world. So whatever it is that you have, that you worship, whatever, that is your higher power. You got to draw that from within. Nobody can give you confidence in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. And then you got to ask God, Lord, teach me how to be competent in what you called me to do. I know you've given me this gift. You've given me this ability. You've given me this talent. How do I grow it? How do I become more competent in what you have called me to do? I want to know what I'm doing. And then once I know what I'm doing, I want to be confident that you have given me this position, that this is my crown. This is my throne that you have given me to manage, and I can do it effectively. So we must grow. First impressions do matter. Queens are powerful women with balanced and warm spirits. If you do not have a warm presence about you, you are cold. People can't speak to you. They don't know what way the wind is blowing around you. You have not reached your queendom yet. So as a queen, you must have a balanced and warm spirit. Their spirit, it has been birthed through the tough experiences in life. Some of the strongest queens that I have met in my life have been those individuals who have been through so much. But because of what they've been through, they have confidence in God. They have confidence in themselves. And they are competent because they've learned through the tests and trials of life how to do things well. So whatever it is that you feel like, I don't know enough about this, I don't know what to do with that, that's no excuse. You need to do your work so that you can become more confident and more competent in what God has called you to do. Attitude is everything. Your attitude will take you a long way. Having a great attitude will take you far. But if you don't choose to work on it, you choose not to be pleasant or be warm. Maybe something, a lot of us grew up in homes that maybe weren't very affectionate. So you may have to read about, how do I become more warm? What does it mean to have a warm personality? What does it mean to exude confidence and strength? What does it mean? Study, listen, get on YouTube, listen at motivational speakers, do your work, because this thing called presence can either hinder you or it can help you as you grow in your life. And if you don't conquer the things that are causing you to feel insecure, not confident, not competent, then you're going to remain stuck where you are. So let's transition and talk a little bit about the outside. So my announcement today said, what does your presence say about you? And I had a couple of things on the picture. I had a person who was in her pajamas. The pajamas had weed, marijuana signals on them, and her hair was completely uncombed. And she had on fuzzy house shoes in the store. The second picture was a person who had on a see-through jumper of some sort, no underwear, a bonnet, dirty sandals, and was in the nail salon or somewhere getting some services, had no care about what she looked like. And then I put myself in the middle with taking a selfie of what do people really see? What does my attire announce about me visually? As a queen, even though we know that presence comes from the inside, this is something that we also have to master, ladies, is that your attire, even though we know that essence comes from within, you can be the sweetest, nicest person, have the most beautiful spirit. But if you do not take the time to let that exude on the outside, then people will misunderstand who you are. So a queen should use her attire to announce her presence visually. And we're not talking about money. What we're saying is you can have on an outfit from Walmart, but the outfit is nice. It looks mature for your age. You are presentable. It is clean. You look like you care about yourself. It could have cost you $18. It could have cost you $6 from the Goodwill, because there's some good stuff in Goodwill. I took 15 bags of clothes there for anybody in Albany recently doing a purge out of my closet. There are some beautiful plus size clothes at the Goodwill. You can go to Goodwill and pay $3 for you a shirt, a dress, whatever it is you like. Be stylish, it be clean and nice, and you can exude confidence in $3 clothes. So it's not about how much you pay for it. It is about how you wear it. You can pay $5 for it, but you can wear it, and because of your attitude, the way you exude, your confidence, it can look like it was from Macy's. So this is not about material things and how much they cost. This is about how you wear them, how you exude your presence through what you have on. But so what do people say about you when they see you? So that young lady in the marijuana pajamas, she could have been a great woman. She could have been a smart, intelligent young lady. But because of what she had on, how is she exuding her queenness through those marijuana pajamas? Does that say remotely that I am ready for the day? That I am ready for where God is taking me? I am excited about what he has for me. I don't know who I might meet today, so let me be ready, because my blessing could be right around the corner. Is that what that says? Or does it say, I really don't, I'm just existing today. I just got up out of the bed to come and get something from the store. I don't even care who sees me, and I certainly ain't trying to see nobody else. Is that really what we're striving for as queens, though? And y'all know I detest the bonnets. Bonnets in public make me upset, because I'm like, that says that you don't even care enough to undo your hair. And that when someone sees you, that exudes laziness to be walking around in public with that black, nasty bonnet on. It does not say that you care about who you are. So what if you don't care enough to take the bonnet off? Then what do your insides look like? What's coming out of your soul? Have you done the work internally to be better? Look at some of these comments. She's not exuding that she cares. Bonnets, no, and no bra with a gown on and house shoes. Ladies, are we really concerned about our queendom? Are we really growing? What is our statement we're making with our attire? And true enough, wearing less may get you a greater quantity of attention, but it will not be quality. Let's just put that out there. Because when I talk to my brothers and other men about this whole dressing thing and the Instagram booty challenge and all that, they are quick to tell me, yeah, it might be cute to look at, but that is not a woman that I'm going to approach on a serious level for anything. It may be sexual attraction, but that's about the most of it. And I don't know about you, but as a queen, I need a man to see my non-sexual value before he understands my sexual value. Okay, because I'm more than a booty call, I'm more than a hookup, and I need him to understand the weight of the queen that God has made me to see if he's strong enough to handle who I am. But if all I'm doing is advertising the booty challenge and every picture I take is horse legs with my butt stuck out, then what else does he have to judge me by? If that's all he sees, that's all he can judge me by. So even though I might wear less clothes and get attention and might be recognized as a dime piece, fly, oh, she got all of it in the right place. But is that really quality of what you want for the rest of your life? Are you making the impact that you need to make to be the queen that God has called you for the rest of your life? So even though you might wear less and get a lot of attention, is it the quality of attention that you want? Is it? Take a moment and think about it. That's right, ladies. We saying we cute and we covered. They won't say get home, mama. It's cute, saved, and covered. That's right. So I'm telling you, I have a little saying that I wear all the time that says I'm keeping it cute and classy. And that's what I do. And I have embraced my queendom. I've embraced my curves and all of that. And I understand that my attire makes a statement. So when I walk in and I'm cute and classy, then that's what they see of me. And they're going to treat me according to that. But if I'm dressed with less, I'm going to get the quantity attention, but it won't be quality. It won't be anybody that I want to keep in my life. A queen is bold, but she's laced with grace and femininity. And a lot of us have abandoned our femininity because we feel like there's a difference between being feminine and being overly sexual, ladies. Okay. So I had a conversation with somebody this week about cleavage, right? So I'm a busty woman. I don't advertise cleavage. I don't normally wear shirts with my cleavage out, but the summer is coming. I may put on a sundress and have a little cleavage. But even with cleavage, ladies, you can be feminine, you can be gorgeous, you can be confident, and you can still not be overly sexual. Okay, so as the summer and the spring is busting forth and we want to shed the layers and we want to be cute and classy, though we're keeping it cute and classy. We don't want everything to be seen. Leave something to the imagination. Leave something to be thought about and admired. Don't let everything be seen. So even when it comes to cleavage, as someone asked me earlier, what am I supposed to do about my cleavage? Cover it up. And if you got a little bit showing, if a man get turned off, I mean, Lord Jesus, if a man get turned on because he see your arms and your elbows, he is a pervert anyway. If he see that little peak of cleavage right here at the top and it just caused him to lose his mind, he's a pervert anyway. He is not quality. Some of us just have a lot to work with. We're well endowed. But even with cleavage, you should be able to do it in a way that it does not negate who you are. What does your presence say? What does your presence say? And that's all right, Nicole. Nicole said, I used to think that when I was younger, but you learn better quick. That's right. Because the attention you was getting was not quality attention. And Mother Snipes is saying that her presence demands respect. When she walk into a room, it demands respect and honor. She it's just because of who she is. It's not about her competing against anybody, never seeking to be above anybody else, but because of you carrying yourself as a queen and being feminine and who you are, God will show you honor through people. You just be who you are. Just be the queen that you are. You will get the recognition you deserve. You will get the attention you deserve. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Some people have come into my life. I didn't even know them. But because of how I carried myself on a daily basis, they came to me and said, hey, we want to do a project with you. We have something that we want you to do. But we've been watching how you carry yourself. We see that you're always very professional, very cute, classy. We want to use your image to do some work. We want to do some things with you. And you know what I said? Okay, well, you just let me know. Let me give you my contact information. You know why? Because I've been preparing myself for these moments. And I always try to carry myself in a way that regardless of who I meet for the day, I am ready. I keep telling y'all, Oprah and Ayana are going to be looking for me. So I can't walk around with my presence off, with my energy off. My attitude is bad. I can't walk around looking like I'm not ready when I know that God is calling me forth into the next phase that he has for me. So you got to know where you're going and conduct yourself accordingly. Because if I heard my granddad say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Okay. So you got to stay on ready. And it doesn't mean that you can't be cute. It doesn't mean that you can't be feminine. It doesn't mean that you can't show your curves every now and then, but you got to do it in a way that exudes grace, that exudes class, that shows that you are feminine and that you are in control of who you are, that you're not seeking attention. You're just being who you are. You're just being a beautiful, gorgeous woman that you are. And the queen in you attracts him to you. Nicole says she was totally covered up when she met her husband. Come on, somebody. No, she don't say boyfriend. She said husband when she met her husband. When you are who you are and carry yourself and how you dress classy, your light will shine. Absolutely, ladies. Absolutely. So let's move on a little bit more. Others may not be ready for you at the best version of yourself. So don't be alarmed. So as you grow in your queendom, some people may not be able to embrace you in this newness of who you are. Some people may say, oh, she didn't change. She thinks she all that. Let them say what they want to say. You're growing. You're maturing. Your light is coming on. You are becoming more queen conscious of who you are. You're carrying yourself with grace and femininity. You don't have to pose in a booty challenge on Instagram to get attention, those kinds of things, because you are growing in who you are. You are becoming the best version of you. You're only competing against yourself. Some people may not be able to embrace it. And if they can't, what did I tell you? People that do not empower you should not influence you. So if they don't empower you to be the better version of yourself anyway, they don't need to have any influence in your life. It may just be time for them to go to the left. I'm just saying. Lastly, most men avoid queens because they don't measure up. Now, this is according to the book. This ain't Cassandra. This is the book. Only kings qualify for your attention. So what did I say a few minutes ago? Quantity does not equal quality. And truthfully, you might, if you're getting a lot of male attention right now, ladies, and once you start embracing your queenness, you may stop. And it's okay that you don't get the male attention because it's not quality anyway. And the person that God has designed for you, that's the king that will recognize the queen in you, is not going to be looking for that. Remember, your goal is to be working towards being who God has you to be, and he will find you in the midst of your work. So you're not out here scouting out, because truth of the matter is your job as a single woman wanting to be married, wanting to be in a relationship, is that I'm doing my work and he's finding me while I'm in my work. And he's going to add to my work and continue to grow me in my work, because he's going to recognize the queen that I am and bring his kingness to my queenness, and we're going to make this work. So yeah, says, you think you all, you all that? I was told that I am all that to God. Absolutely. You all that? Yes, you are. You are a queen. Nobody can wear your crown. Nobody can sit on your throne that God made for you. So you are all that. Yes, you are. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So listen, at the end of the day, you may not get all the attention you were getting before once you embrace this queenness in you, but it's okay. Because quantity does not equal quality. And listen, she said, I have had men tell me they don't dare approach me because they know I carry myself higher. Absolutely. So as you embrace this queenness, the amount of male attention that you get may decrease, but it's okay. Because truth of the matter is, you don't want quantity. You want a good quality man who understands the weight of the queen that you are and are becoming. And if they can't carry you where you're at, then they definitely can't carry you where you're going. And at the end of the day, Instagram like, a Facebook like, and a share, sliding in your DM with all this foolishness, it's not who you are. It is not who God created you to be. Your self-esteem needs more than that. The woman you are needs more than that. And if they can't connect with you intellectually, then they don't need to be with you sexually. Can we say that again? If they can't connect with you intellectually, they don't need to be with you sexually. And we're going to leave that right there. Lastly, my reminder that I had last week is no more crazy social media rants and body challenges. Let's just not do that. It's not queenly. It looks horrible, and we are misrepresenting ourselves in so many different ways. All right. So that's it for this week about our essence. I hope that you heard something that blessed your spirit and gave you something to think about. And if you want to go back, I did have some people asked me last week about the declaration. So again, if you want to go back and listen to the declaration this week, you're going to go to 1 hour, 6 minutes. And that's where the declaration will be if you want to hear this again here on Facebook or on YouTube. Okay. And so I'm going to read to you the declaration, and we are adding declaration number 7 that goes along with this chapter. All right. And it reads as this. I decree in the name of the Lord Jesus that I am everything that God created me to be. I am slowly but surely purging my mind of every lie that has drained me of my self-esteem. I am eliminating every relationship that robs me of my queen consciousness. I am learning from my mistakes, and I have conquered my pain. I am a queen, and I will reign. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I have no cause to walk in any state of emotional chaos any longer. I am a queen of the highest order, and all of heaven's angels are prepared to do my bidding. I will no longer be emotionally vulnerable to anyone. I am a queen, and I can only be equaled by a true king. I am wise because I discern all matters through my spirit, and I analyze with my intellect. I am never deceived by my emotions. I honor and I minister to the ordained men in my life that God has put there. They will never have a need to wonder if they become my husband. Together we will walk in dominion. I am financially free as a woman. I have more than enough because I live a disciplined life. I live below my means, and I am always in abundance. I am unmoved by the cares of this world. I live for freedom and the legacy to leave my family. I am wealthy beyond measure. I am a woman of purpose. I live my life on the incline because I'm on top and I'm going even higher. I will never waste my life in pettiness or useless relationships any longer. I will allow no person to rob me of the gift of greatness that God has endowed me with. I will maximize my potential and actualize my greatness. The world will see all that is within me before I die, and my life will leave a legacy to the queens to come. I am a queen. I have no time or space for anything that is not royal and that is not righteous. I am above pettiness, and I never tolerate personal insecurity. I am in dominion, and never will I be controlled by my fears or my doubts. I will overcome, and I will never be overcome. I will overcome, and I will never allow anything to overcome me. I will always represent the epitome of excellence and of confidence. And this week we're adding, I am queen. I am a thermostat because I set the atmosphere in every room I enter. They feel me before I enter, and they remember me after I'm gone. I never seek attention because I possess an irresistible presence that attracts people to me. I empower the downcast, and I confuse the high-minded. I am a queen, and I know it. All right, that's our queen decree for this week. Lord, I thank you and I give you praise for every queen that's been on here. God, I ask that you would, as we have discussed this week about our presence, that you would allow us, God, to take a self-inventory of ourselves, not only on our external presence, God, but on our internal presence. Father, I pray in the name of Jesus that every woman that has any insecurity that is continuing to eat at her soul, that you will allow her to bring it up and to get it out, God, so that she may grow and she may know who you have called her to be. Father, help us to be confident, most of all, to be competent in what you have called for us to do. Help us to understand that we are the thermostat, that we have responsibility to set the atmosphere where we go. Lord, let our fire burn within us to be better so that we can help someone else. Let our fire burn so that we may burn away the envy and the strife that exists amongst the sisterhood. Let our fire burn so that we can be examples to our young ladies that are growing up under us, that need our guidance, that need our mentorship. Let our fire burn so that our light will show to other people that when we enter the room, that your light is within us. And when we leave the room, that your presence is left with them. God, help us, Father, to confuse the enemy. Let us not be held back by our past, by the mistakes that we've made, by the drama that has been brought to our lives, but help us, Father, to grow and to know that you are our God and that we are queens. It is so, and you have said that it is so. We know it, we accept it, we receive it, and we will walk in the queen consciousness that you have for us. Now, God, keep us, seal this teaching, seal this prayer, God, and help us to have a great, awesome week, knowing that because of you, we are able to accomplish and achieve all that will be set before us. God, we give your name praise, honor, and glory. In Jesus' name, we pray these things. Amen. Have a fabulous week, ladies. God bless you. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.